Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video I'm going to be taking a look at two of my Volvo fire engines, one from Oxford Diecast and the other one from Corgi. I'm going to be taking a look at some of the similarities and differences in between these two. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right on into it. So the model in front is from Oxford Diecast and the other one is from Corgi, as I've mentioned. And these are from two different services. The Oxford model is from South Wales, and the Corgi fire engine just says City Fire Brigade on it. I'm not too sure what part of, I think it's from the UK. Not too sure exactly which part, but it's pretty cool. But looking at some of the similarities, I noticed they have the three lockers along the back, and they're um, steel gray. Looking at the South Wales fire engine, you see it's got the checkered pattern across the lockers, whereas if on the Corgi fire engine, it's just got the yellow paint job across the top, the yellow line going across the top. Just pretty cool. Um, no mirrors on the Corgi fire engine, as you can see, but when you look at the Oxford model, you can see where it's got the fragile mirrors. Also, too, on the Oxford model, you see this part right here, this top bar going across the top. Looks like it's got some extra lights. If you look at the Volvo fire engine, it doesn't have that at all. Probably going to zoom in quick. It's probably going to be dark looking at the front of them for a little bit. Also, another thing, too, about the Oxford fire engine. I'm going to turn it around now to zoom out a little bit. Just taking a look at the Oxford fire engine. Another thing too about this one, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little mirror or something right above the door, which is right there. It's another little feature to it, which is pretty cool. Zooming back out. And then trying to bring them both, trying to get both of them in the shot now. Another thing too, the Corgi Volvo fire engine only has one ladder, whereas if you look at the Oxford model, it's got three of them, as I've shown in a few of my other videos. Got the small one here, the big one in the middle, and another one off on the side. And also too, speaking about the top part of the cab of the Oxford fire engine, I'm gonna zoom in. You also got this light right here, light or camera right on top, which is pretty cool. When taking a look at the Corgi fire engine, a little bit bigger, I'm gonna have to zoom out. There we go, that's much better. All you see is the one ladder it has on top. There's no other extra ladders or anything, but you see that it's steel gray on both sides, which is pretty cool. So there's that. Zooming back out again. Um, Taking a look at the rear backside of these fire engines. Hoping I get both of them in the shot on this one. I have to make a camera adjustment or two. You can see right along the back they both have the this one, the Oxford, has the tool color, and it's also got the they have the paint jobs at the back of them. Looks like they're both yellow and red type. On the Corgi Volvo fire engine, you see the dials and everything where they hook up the hoses right here, which is pretty cool. Whereas up on the Oxford fire engine, you look at the back right here in this, behind these doors, this is where they would hook up at the back, which is pretty cool. The Oxford fire engine has this tool right here. I'm not too sure what that is. They both have lights on the bottom corners of them right here. If you look at the Oxford fire engine, it's got a few lights right here and there. Same thing with the Oxford one, but they're just different colors, except for the red ones. But they on the Oxford fire engine too, it's got the lights on the top corners as well, right above the ones on the bottom, which is pretty cool. If you can see those. So that's pretty cool. Zooming back out a little bit now. Oops. Another thing too about the Corgi fire engine with this one, you can take the ladder off of it as well. Like I've shown you on the Irish Fire Brigade fire engine. Same thing, you can take the ladder on or off, which is pretty cool. Whereas if the Oxford fire engine, you can't take their ladders off at all. They're part of the model put on that way. So that's pretty cool. Also, too, looking at this, the Corgi fire engine for just a second. You can see it just says Fire Brigade, and then right here on the door it says City, so it could be anywhere. And then it's got the Fire Brigade crest symbol right here at the bottom, which is pretty cool. And then and on the South Wales one too, as I was saying, this one is from, try to show you, it may be hard to see the writing on this because it is written really small, but right there it says DECYMRU South Wales, and then right in between the two where that writing is, there's two blue lights on it, which is pretty cool. And it's got that there. I know it's hard to see that writing, and I did zoom in all the way, but it's hard to tell. Also, there is some other small writing. Looks like www.southwales/fire.gov.uk, I think. It's written real small, and then right here it says www.decymru/ it's like TAN or something .gov.uk, which is pretty cool. So it's got that writing on there, whereas if the Corgi fire engine just says City Fire Brigade and doesn't say too much. Also, too, looking at it, I just noticed this. I'm gonna have to zoom out. Actually, I'm gonna zoom back in real quick. On the Oxford fire engine, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a small window right between the front and the back part of the fire engine right here. There's another small one. It looks like it's towards for the back, possibly, right here. And then on the other side, it's got the same thing as well. Looking at the Corgi Volvo fire engine, I may have to zoom out a little bit here, which I just did. You can see that there's a small window right here, and then another one right here by the back, and then a small part, little part right here where you can see in the cab of the fire engine right here, which is pretty cool. There's a part of it right here, so it's two parts for the window at the front, looks like, on the passenger side, which is a bit different. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna turn it around now to the front. You can see on the Corgi fire engine, it says fire written forward and reverse, and it's also got the Volvo sign going across the grille. If you look at the Oxford fire engine, it shows the Volvo sign right above the grille going across this way right here, which is pretty cool. And then it says Volvo right here in very small writing. So it does have that, which is another cool part of it too. Doesn't say fire across the front either. That's also another interesting detail. Another thing too about the South Wales fire engine, I almost forgot to mention, right here along the front door, they have the crest or the fire brigade or the fire symbol on the front doors, which is pretty cool. So that's another thing. Kind of a lot like the city fire brigade fire engine, except theirs is bigger on it. It's still pretty cool. Also, too, while looking at the front of it, another thing I'm going to talk about here is I think the Corgi Volvo fire engine is from a different era. Um, you can tell that it's got just the two blue lights on top. As you can see right here, it's got just like two blue beacons, which is pretty cool. Okay, there we go. That's much better. So I was saying you just see the two blue beacons going across the top. That looks like it's an old-fashioned type. Like, I don't know if that's like maybe the 70s or 80s era, but that's pretty cool. But when you look at the Oxford fire engine, you see the light bar goes all the way across the top, which is pretty cool. A little bit different. They're different colors, obviously. The other one had blue lights. This one is a clear light bar, which is different. That's pretty cool. So that's pretty interesting. Also, the Oxford model is 1/76th, and I believe the Corgi fire engine is about 1/43rd scale, I want to say. And you can see the Corgi fire engine kind of sticking out a little bit at the back, just a little bit different. It's pretty cool though. And then getting a look from above of both of them, that's what it looks like. So that's pretty cool, looking at them side by side. It's pretty nice. So that'll probably be it. So now my overall view thoughts on this. So I figured I'd take a look at two Volvo fire engines from two different manufacturers. I know I did a video a while back on 5 of them that I have from different manufacturers, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I wanted to take a look at just 2 of them and look at some of the similarities and differences and what I like about each of them. I think they're both pretty cool fire engines. Um, Definitely different features to them and from different services, which is pretty nice. I like the Oxford model because of all of the detailing and how much more there is to it, with like the checkered pattern color, the website for the fire service, uh, the little features like the camera that it has up here and the 3 ladders and the mirrors, which is pretty cool, and just how nicely detailed. And the Corgi fire engine, um, it's a pretty cool one too. I really like the fact that it's got the removable ladder on it, which is cool. But it's pretty nice. I just wanted to take a look at 2 of my British Volvo fire engines and take a look at some of the similarities and differences on them. So I have to say they're pretty cool, and I really like this collection. So it's a pretty nice one. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please be sure to stay tuned for the next one.